color. Vibes.
I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes. I'll wait, and soon I'll see your smile in a dream, and I won't wake before you go, and I still hear your heartbeat. just reach for to be heard. See the sunset. The day is ending. Let your heart sigh. See the sunset. See the sunset. Just stay with you. Don't stray away from the truth. And
Alright. I guess we're here. You still with me, Lou?
Poor thing was never truly alive. Not in this world, at least.
Thanks for everything.
Child special. one of a kind.
A BB candidate.
Either that, or
A sacrifice.
a foundation. A bridge.
Brought you an astronaut. Mankind can go anywhere, even outer space. You'll be out of there in no time. And the second all this is over, I'm gonna take you wherever you wanna go. Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you?
Captain, what are you doing here?
My wife's checked in. They don't want a repeat of last year.
The Void Out in Manhattan. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were the husband.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you'd do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This is a woman in a mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
I have a duty to protect our country. Lies are an unfortunate necessity.
The President gave me the highest level access privileges. I've used them to manipulate the security system. We have 5 minutes before it resets, sir. 5 minutes to talk. Off the record. Take BB and get out of this place. There's nothing I can do for your wife. I'm sorry. You were my commanding officer, but I swore an oath to the President to protect her and the country at all costs. Now, if she orders me to do something, I have to do it. I have to. But I served under you first. And your family doesn't deserve this. Any of this.
Why are you helping me? If they catch you.
Because you saved my life, sir. Again and again. When the brass sent us into the jaws of hell, it was you that brought us home. Back then, I thought I was invincible. I thought I was some kind of action hero. But I'm not the hero. You are, sir. You're the reason I'm still alive. And it's past time I paid that debt. They're moving your son to a new facility tomorrow. You'll never see him again. He'll serve as the foundation of a new communications network. A sacrifice for a nation that no longer exists. I wrote down everything you need to know. It was the only way to keep it off the system. Burn it when you're done. The rest is up to you, sir. I believe this belongs to you, sir. Now, I can't terminate your wife's life support from inside her room. System won't allow it. So, this is the only other option. An alarm is set to go off if she flatlines. I've rigged the system to spoof her vitals. But you won't have long. 5 minutes, tops. Don't hesitate, sir. This is the only chance you'll get.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Don't worry. I'll take care of him. I promise you. I promise you. My animal, Lisa. I'm sorry. Bibi. Bibi. Bibi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Daddy.
just took your cufflinks offline. In that state, there'd be nothing to stop you from removing them. If you did, the UCA wouldn't know where you were or how to find you. You'd be invisible. When you use the incinerator, you'll be reconnected to the network automatically. You could try taking Lou out of the pod just to see what happens. But that would be in direct contravention of an executive order. Purpose that cannot fulfill outside the pod. There is a 70% risk of catastrophic failure simply in removing it.
Back off!
Stand up.
Get up! Don't do it! I'll handle this. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Captain. Don't! You got it! You two! Stay there! And hold your fire!
Thanks for trying, John.
Stop!
Step aside, sir, or we'll be forced to open fire.
It's a dead end. He's trapped. Security will take it from here.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I screwed it up. I've ruined everything.
This room is off limits. No one goes in. When he's in there, sir, I saw him. You saw him all. Now check the other way. Go! Yes, sir.
No, open it up, he's inside.
Move, dumbass.
BB. Don't worry. It's okay. I'll always be with you. See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out, there's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning. found out I was gonna be a father, I was so scared. Scared of what it would mean. I had to be there for you and your mom, no matter what. I couldn't just go off and get myself killed anymore. Couldn't leave you all alone. I couldn't.
Get off of him! Now!
I had it all wrong. All wrong. Being a father didn't make me scared. It made me brave. I'm sorry. Sorry it took me so long.
Captain, look at you.
Don't make the same mistake. Be yourself. Be free.
Oh my God.
Captain, I need you to hand it over.
Shoot him, John.
Let it go. Please.
Shoot him! I gave you an order. Shoot him!
You told me your name was Sam Porter. But you're Sam Bridges. My son. My bridge to the future. Without you, I was just like any other Cliff. A dead end. No way forward. Nothing but an obstacle. Looking on at the world people like you were trying to build. Dividing people was the only thing I was ever good at. But not you, Sam. You bring people together. You're their bridge to the future. And mine. Come on, Sam. Stand up.
Is this me?
God. Not BB2.
No, 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 no!
Sam. There you are. You want to go home? Let's go home. It's okay. I know the way.
connection to the other side has been severed.
It was me who cut the cord. So yes.
A deathless repatriate in the world of the living. Should we decommission him?
him out of the pod. I'll raise him as my own.
Come on, Lou. Wake up. Come on, Lou, wake up. Come on, Lou. Come on, baby. Come on, Lou, wake up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up! Wake up. Lou.
Life is such a wonderful waste of time. I wanna spend it with
Let's make a toast to the damned, waiting for tomorrow when we're played out by the band, drowning out our sorrows. What will become of us now at the end of time? We'll be fine, you and I. Let's draw a line in the sand, keep it straight and narrow. We had it all in our hands. We begged and then we borrowed. What will become of us all at the end of love? When we stopped looking up, you can
Louise.
we back at it with another review over chapter 14. I am already highly upset at the mission objective for this chapter, which is to let my dearest BB rest in love forevermore. I hated the way the last chapter ended with my fragile right behind this gate and wished she could come along, but I know that my Daryl Sam wanted to do this for himself after everything that they've been through together. And the song that came in right here, whew, y'all, it's super sad and soothing. It's perfect for my lovable Lou, so of course I had to let it play out a bit for y'all.
There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning.
I also didn't like that I couldn't pick up on any chiral crystals on the way, but this isn't about doing anything extra, so I just took it for what this chapter is for, which is all about my dearest Lou. So on the road to that cold, dark incinerator west of Capital Knot, I didn't even bother grabbing any equipment. This last drop-off wasn't about cargo and orders. This is all heart, and I just hoped that there wouldn't be any BTs on the way, cause I did not have it in me to fight during a funeral run. Shout out to Igor here for this lavish ladder setup right here and for this climbing acre. Plenty likes coming your way. Thankfully, we are all clear once I reached the incinerator and my Daryl Sam plugged in with our lovable Lou to reveal that same conversation we seen previously between Di and the previous president. But right near the end, we move from the eyes of BB Daryl Sam to the outside of the pod. Almost like we are there in the room with them now and stepping out of that memory. We then see dear old dad from outside the pod, and all those positive affirmations that we heard from him in those flashbacks are spoken again. Di then walks in the room, and we get a more in-depth look to the conversation that takes place here before it switches it up to dear old dad going in on the previous president and her lies. I had a feeling this was how it played out, with her most likely promising to heal both his wife and child. Like most politicians, the previous president dangled that hope of a cure, and now it seems dear old dad is being aware of her betrayal right here. Everything is coming out all at once, y'all. So now we return back to that vision of Di in the room, and he cuts off what looks to be a monitoring system, then tells dear old dad to take BB and escape. This scene generally plays out the same, with the exception of Di letting us in on the transfer of BB Daryl Sam to a different location. He then proceeds to say to dear old dad that he will never lay eyes on him again and to take his handwritten instructions on how to leave the facility. This all looks very helpful from Di, and seeing it again and the outpouring of grief he displayed toward Daryl Sam at the end of chapter 13 could all be part of his real emotions toward the situation, but there's that tiny sliver of doubt that keeps nagging at me, y'all. I still feel like underneath it all, there is some more truth we have to dig out. So hearing Di say that he will have to follow what the previous president tells him to do no matter what, because he loves her, is dangerous. This could be a way to get both parents out of the picture so they won't compromise the UCA's larger plan. Dai gives us a strategy here on the escape plan, to which dear old dad follows to the letter. And thinking back to the war scene battles with him appearing on a spider web in those first 2 battles made me think of how he was caught in the UCA's trap right here. Seeing it play out again like this made me wish I could just jump through the screen to stop this madness about to take place. The promise he made right here to his wife with the seal of a kiss made it even more gut-wrenching before he committed this atrocity. We then get a behind-the-scenes look at the beginning of the escape attempt of dear old dad and BB Daryl Sam before it switches back to present-day Daryl Sam at the incinerator to lay our lovable Lou to rest in love. I had to take a moment before finally selecting this cremate option, thinking back over all the chapters we've been through with my dearest BB, and every sound that came from that pod wasn't just an end of a delivery mission here. It was the end of a heartbeat that breathed alongside both Daryl Sam and myself. So when I selected the button finally and that cold slab of a table rose up with my Daryl Sam walking up to it, remembering Deadman's words, I was screaming at my TV for him to turn away and be the man I know him to be. But when he went ahead and placed my lovable Lou on that table next to his cufflinks and it slowly went down, I just had the worst feeling come over me, almost as if I was free falling out of an airplane. Now, this is another grade I would have preferred we could skip. This rating of S did not feel good for me to see. It should have just been a failure for me, because if given the option, I would have abandoned the mission just like my Daryl Sam did right here, y'all. Woo! He came through on that feel-good moment for us and swiped back up my dearest BB before any harm could be done. I wasn't fond of the risk factors. Deadman advised us that it is over a 50% failure rate, so that already had me antsy. But before anything could happen, my Daryl Sam did one final plug into our lovable Lou to reveal us back in the room after our dear old dad did what he did. But we are back in the room, but not in the eyes of BB Daryl Sam, or not even from the sidelines like we've seen the past few cutscenes. But it seems like my Daryl Sam may have passed over and has to repatriate himself back to his pod in this timeline. Playing this scene the first time, I thought I was locked in this room, so I was chilling out in this room with my real mom for a while before realizing I could actually float out the doors. So taking one last look at Mother Dearest, and not that Mother Dearest, y'all, I drifted on down the hallways to find dear old dad, and I wanted to try to explore a bit since I didn't get a chance to do that on my first playthrough. But there's not much to see, so I went on by dear old dad in order to jump back into the pod's consciousness to continue the story as BB Daryl Sam. Now, this whole game, I was too happy the full escape attempt was played out in detail right here, because there is only so much you can piece together, and I needed the full motion picture. So dear old dad looked to be getting past all the security until the darn alarms went off, and I admire the heck out of dear old dad for not laying these guys out right here, because I would have hit him with that hitman move and tried to hide the bodies and wore the security outfit to escape. But for all the scenarios I played in my mind on how they could have gotten away, it just didn't matter, because here we are, only to witness these events unfold in the past. Dear old dad placed the weapon to the BB pod, and I know that hurt him to have to use his baby as a hostage, but he has to do what he can. Now I know we see the ending to what happens here, but when he got hit by this shot here, I just lost it, y'all. So when Dai catches up to him to say he was sorry, I'm like, all he know how to be is a sorry guy. He said himself that dear old dad saved him countless times, and yet here we are, and he has the chance to repay him back this one time that really matters, and it's just all messed up. He did try to hold back the incoming guards, and I was too happy when dear old dad used this chance to then take Dai as an hostage in order to buy himself a sliver of time with his baby. When Dai said that dear old dad ran into a dead end, I was hoping that it was just a false narrative given to these Bridges goofballs. So now we see grown-up Daryl Sam right back in the room that we left earlier before dear old dad barges in and barricades himself back in that same room with his wife's body just laying behind him, almost as if she's now a ghost of his past actions now. Seeing this all happen in this way made me wish that we could have kept it at the flashback scenes, because I didn't need to know that our dearest mom was taken out in that way, especially seeing how dear old dad could have left her alone. But I suppose he thought he was freeing her from this nightmare she was in, and it was his way to take back control when everything else had been ripped away from him. Then we hear Dai trying to redirect those security guards before the previous president walks up, or rather probably followed Dai to this room, and the goon squad starts their breakdown of the door. And with each bam on that door made me have all kinds of health problems, y'all. It was bad for me seeing this. But hearing dear old dad with his smooth singing voice, it actually helped calm me down, even though he's the one going through it all right here. I just wanted dear old dad to go ahead and lay his weapon down at this part, because now he was just making it worse, I feel, for when those goof troops come in, which is exactly what happened. Daryl Sam, as transparent as can be, tried to stop it, but it was no use. So after this horrific scene, we then see how that flashback came to be, with dear old dad reflecting on his life while cradling our BB Daryl Sam. Dai also comes in trying to play that hero role, but it's too late. This was a whole mess, y'all, and I know it needed to happen in this way, or else we wouldn't get this version of the game, but still, it was just unnecessary all around. Now, when dear old dad made that statement of not making the same mistake and to be yourself and be free, I thought it was just aimed toward BB Daryl Sam, but looking at it from this angle, I can see it may have been meant toward Dai, or for both of them at the same time. So when the previous president comes in to pick up the pod and sees that it is empty and that baby Daryl Sam has been removed from the pod, was the moment that Dai stepped out of the so-called hero mode and slid right into his dog in the military mask in order to comply with Bridget's order. However, before the fatal shot could be fired, dear old dad repeats the same message we heard from him back in chapter 11 at the end of that war scene nightmare. So at first, I was freaked the heck out thinking he saw Daryl Sam in front of him for real, until I realized that this may have been dear old dad just speaking out loud both times, and that he was really speaking from the time he was told what the system tried to take away from him, which was Daryl Sam's name, or more specifically, that his last name was changed. I couldn't stand it when dear old dad was making these statements about himself, saying that he was basically a rock in a stream holding on to his beliefs, while those surrounding him tried to create a better path for themselves. I wanted to put on my empathy hat to erase all his disparaging statements, but then I did get confused here again when I saw dear old dad actually place his hand on Daryl Sam. and then added an additional couple words at the end that he is also included as well on the bridge to the future. So I don't know, y'all, if dear old dad is really seeing Daryl Sam here or not, but the passover of BB Daryl Sam to his present day self was wild to me to witness, as it seemed like he was trusting him to carry on what he couldn't, which is to take care of himself, and circling back to his earlier words on wanting him to be free from it all. This embrace was a final act of fatherhood across time and trauma before they took him out of this world. And by they, I mean that darn previous president. So this is what she meant when she said previously that she fired 2 shots that day. I had no clue before now what she was even talking about. And here we are, seeing her being impatient with Dai caused an even bigger tragedy. And after that, we are thrown back into the seam, and I see the Kipu necklace falls off here. So I'm not quite sure if that had to do with dear old dad putting the dog tags around Daryl Sam. But I do know that his connection with Double E is severed, possibly at this time. Dear old dad is then seen falling down next to Daryl Sam. So I really hated seeing that happen as well. But we are then back on the beach with Daryl Sam back in baby form and Double E walking up to him. And this is another perspective on the same scene once again, but in more detail, as y'all can see, with Daryl Sam being picked up with his body all lifeless, yet his soul is still in reach, as Double E was able to magically stitch him back in place with that same cross scar that we seen on dear old dad. And this time, instead of seeing our lovable Lou inside Daryl Sam, it's that same creepy looking doll that may be linking him to Double E and her beach. My Daryl Sam wasn't just revived, he was rewritten here, and what came back wasn't a boy of the living world, but a bond with the dead. Dear old dad is seen here off in the distance, and even though he's no longer able to be there for his son, I like to think there's a quiet gratitude in his stance. A thank you that Daryl Sam will still get to live. He may not have come back as a boy of the living, but he came back nonetheless. And even if that life now walks the world as a repatriate, it's still a life he can call his own. So the scene we saw at the end of chapter 12 with Double E putting him in the water isn't what caused him to be a repatriate. It was when Bridget shot him and Double E bringing his soul back from the beach, as well as connecting him to her by way of that creepy doll. There's this really cool scene here that I like with the astronaut dear old dad gave us, just sort of floating past the different planets. And I am also not sure what to interpret from this scene, other than I feel this is dear old dad's way of wanting his son to feel safe in the dark on his journey back. Then we return to the world of the living as BB Daryl Sam, with Di just staring at us with a freaked out look on his face, while the previous president comes in with that elated look on her face. Di lets her know, like she already wasn't aware, that Daryl Sam would be of no use as a BB, to which the previous president then proposes that she will raise Daryl Sam as her own instead of terminating him. Now we jump back to present day with our lovable Lou outside of the pod, and my Daryl Sam doing his absolute best to revive our dearest BB with no success. And I just had about enough of seeing dead babies, y'all. I couldn't take it anymore until the most glorious cry I ever did hear came out right here. Heck yeah! When our lovable Lou was holding onto that Kipu necklace, I hoped it didn't mean that Double E had her hand in bringing our dearest back. But like dear old dad back on the beach, I'll take it, cause it would have been the end of me to see what I thought was about to happen take place. Whew, crisis averted, y'all, cause it could have easily been our lovable Lou's spirit floating in the air like the other BB figures seen here, representing the consequences of that darn government program. Daryl, Sam, and Lou both emerge in one piece from the incinerator, and I was worried a bit here because they were getting drenched in all that timefall, but I just took it to mean with everything they both went through with uncovering all those secrets and bringing our dearest Lou back, that timefall ain't had nothing on all that. I suppose this is one of the reasons here that Daryl Sam looks way older in the next game. I'll let the credits roll for just a bit because these ending songs hit just right, but the first one that plays is it for me, y'all. So enjoy.
Every time we touch it shows. Worn out, worn out. I sense you like a broken window. The lack of something makes a sound. Next level trust is you. Next level trust is you.
And this was just the cutest thing I ever did see after the credits rolled, with Daryl Sam's hand over the picture of his late wife, that darn previous president, and himself. And right when he turns his hand over, our lovable Lou slides her little hand right up to her Papa Daryl Sam, almost as if she was saying, "I'm still here, and we're in this thing together now." With her full name now being spoken from Daryl Sam, our Louise is being acknowledged as her own person and not just as a BB. And look at my overall Porter grade here, y'all. It's the best of the best. And with that, this beautiful chapter is now completed. And yes, thank you to everyone who had a hand in creating this masterpiece of a game. We done been through it all, but wait, there's more. One final chapter to go, which will be my thoughts on what I would like to see in the next game, and also trying to 100% this thing because I'm too close, sitting at that 97%. So check me out for the next chapter, and upcoming will be more Mafia 3, Cafe Enchant, and a new game I got hip to that I'll be playing on the Xbox called South of Midnight. So I can't wait to get to that one soon. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe with that little bell jingle turned on so you all stay tuned in, my wonderful people filled with greatness. And as always, much love, much peace, and catch you on the flip side.